So it's Tuesday, first day of July. The word for you today, our devotional, is the challenge of developing leaders, part 3. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2 says, "And the things you have heard from me, say in the presence of many witnesses. Entrust to reliable men who will also be qualified to teach others." Paul is teaching Timothy to train others to continue in the gospel ministry as Paul has trained him. And what does he tell him? He tells him basically 3 things to do. He says, "And the things you've heard me say in the presence of many witnesses." Timothy is to take the example of Paul, what Paul's been teaching others. Timothy's to watch him and then emulate that, imitate that, follow in his footsteps. If you're going to be a leader, be a good role model. Be an example where people can watch you and say, okay, this is how I'm to do it. So the first thing, "And the things you've heard me say in the presence of many witnesses." Be an example. Second thing, entrust to reliable men. Timothy is to teach faithful and reliable men to carry on the message. The second thing is finding reliable, faithful people. And what do you look for? Well, we're going to look at that in just a moment. But in developing leaders, look for those faithful, reliable people. Sometimes we try to take somebody hasn't been in church or around church for years, and they come back and, we want to put them in a leadership position. It's not a good idea. Let them get back, let them get their feet wet, let them get involved in things, and then why? Because, you need faithfulness. You need them to be there. You need them to be reliable. You need to be able to count on them. People need to be able to count on them. So be that example. Look for faithful, reliable people, and then who will also be qualified to teach others. Sometimes we miss good, reliable people because we want that next great evangelist. We're looking for somebody to just hit a home run and knock it out of the park. There's very few of those, very few. But you know what? There are a lot of good, faithful, reliable people. There's a lot of them. Look for those, and then just give them opportunities to serve and to teach and to lead. And you'd be amazed at what some folks can do. What are some good qualities of a godly, faithful leader? Again, their example, their life. What's their life like? Is it somebody that you would want one of your children or grandchildren to follow in their footsteps? If it isn't, it's probably not a good leader. Humility. Are they content to serve without being recognized for it? There are those people who do something and they want everybody to know what they've done. And most of us kind of do, don't we? So be a good example, be a role model, humility, and then love God and love people. You can tell when somebody loves God and when they love people. You get somebody that just they've got their eye on the bottom line, and just whatever it takes, they'll run over anybody to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. Those are not good leaders. They may get some things done, but my goodness, there's a lot of damage in the process. This was illustrated in a book called Leading at the Edge. A guy named Dennis Perkins wrote it, and he contrasted 2 leadership styles. One man took a group of people to the North Pole. Another man took a group of people to the South Pole. Now, they encountered the same type of issues, a fight for survival. Both of them encountered, but they had 2 totally different outcomes. And it looks like the difference in the outcome has to do with the leadership styles. The crew going to the north became very selfish, self-centered, cutthroat, mean-spirited, ended up in the death of all 11 crew members. The leader of that group, his mission, his goal was to get to the North Pole. And whatever he had to do, whatever he had to sacrifice to get there, that was the main goal, was to get to the North Pole. And if somebody falls behind, sorry, we're getting to the North Pole. He made that clear that his main goal was to get to the North Pole regardless of the casualties. The end result, all 11 perished. The other group, going to the South Pole, they encountered some difficulties. Even at one point, one of the lowest points of the trip, when it looked like all was failure, the leader said the task was now not to get to the South Pole, but the task was now to secure the safety of the party. He cared more about the people than he did the goal of getting to the South Pole. He gave away his mittens, his boots, and volunteered for the longest night watches. Each person saw their leader sacrificing himself for them. So what did they want to do? They wanted to sacrifice themselves for each other. And they began to work together as a cohesive unit. And you know what? At the end, the leader was able to accomplish his ultimate objective. Did he get to the South Pole? No. But what was his ultimate objective? Ultimate objective? Saving the lives of his crew members. They all came back alive. Okay, they didn't get to the South Pole, but you know what? They're alive. We try again. The other group focused on the goal and not people. They all perished. It's the same way in life. So let me ask you, is your goal to make sure that 10 people this week accept Jesus Christ as your Savior, and you're going to knock over anybody to get there? Could be a lot of damage in the way. First of all, we can't make somebody accept Christ. But if people know that we genuinely care about them, it makes all the difference in the world. Makes all the difference. Develop those relationships. Let people know that you care about them. And telling them you care about them is good. It's better to show them. So let me ask you, is there anybody in your life that you need to be showing them that you care about them, that you love them? If you do that, you know what? They're likely to follow you because they know that you care about them and not something else. Have a good day.